can we do to be healthy? And of course, the law, yeah, the big jargon sometimes would, talk to the lawyers to just, explain when you talk about, okay, a prohibition, we talk about this other term, what it means for the commoners. So, yes, that's what we intend to do. So, it will be one of the new features on the Super Morning Show. Let me officially welcome Fabi and Hassan to the media roundtable. Let me begin with the man there, Hassan. He always like cutting hair low. I don't know for what, but he doesn't want his gray hair to be shown. So he clear A, and when you see yellow one picking, but he's of age anyway. Welcome to the show.
I mean, you just tell people that
I've not seen you with bushy hair.
No, you know what? I've never had a bushy hair because when I was growing up, my mother used to clean our head. I mean, the one you say meow meow sabu all the time. So anytime my mother was about to cut her hair, I would run away and go keep mine to my father to spend weekend. Then when I come back, she wouldn't cut my hair. So mine was like, everybody would cut their hair and mine would be bushy. So it exposes me more because everybody hair flat down and I got a bushy hair. So she would still catch me and say, you know what? Since you think you run away to go weekend, I'll cut your hair during the week. So she would call it, sabu, real sabu, every time sabu. So I grew up not.
And one of the reasons why I'm not used to sabu, when we were kids coming up, and you see when you get sabu, your man will slap your hair. Say sabu sorry. I don't know whether you all did that play.
Well, I never experienced that, but actually it was true. Yeah. There are people and people who have sabu. But the one people used to beat on most of the time.
Yeah, slap sabu. And they say sabu sorry.
And you can never go wrong because if you went wrong, somebody's gonna slap your hair, pop, and just pop your hair. Oh, you sabu?
The bare skin.
In fact, they say, if you want to know what sabu can try kiss me bare.
Yeah, kiss me bare. Or try a hot and no pepper. Eh? Yeah, pull the pepper in the bag and pull on your head. But yeah, it's good that we're here again this morning. Last week we were here and we were talking about some of the very trending issues in our country. We're here again this morning now, straight up to 10 o'clock. Daniel, I will still say with Daniel Hassan.
Yeah, Daniel Santos should be here. He told me he was going to be here in 10 minutes. We've gone 15 minutes now. So, in fact, we've got 20 minutes. I hope Daniel Santos is here because we have up to 47 minutes to be here for the media roundtable. We have, okay, he said he just said he's almost here. And so, so he'll be here. We'll be talking about several issues, on the cards. We'll talk about, we talk about the government of Liberia setting up the
office of
the War and Economic Crimes Court. We'll also be diving into the issue of the CBL. The minister talked about yesterday at MICAT. We also have other topics, that we'll be discussing. So we have plenty here for our discussion. And then, of course, yesterday, something happened last night. I told our producer to find the mystery voices, and then I listed the voices. I'm trying to cheat a little bit. Come on, I mean, I'm the boss man, so I want cheat because I want cheat. So you know what? She surprised me with this morning.
We don't want to influence the whole thing.
Yeah. So she doesn't want, So what she did, she said, you know what? You gave me the name, but I got different names.
So she said,
so you want to cheat to fail, So she altered the entire list. I said, I remember how many people say, well, you will sort it out, So Renita has, had her own plans, and I have my plan. But hey, you know what? It's the name of the game. She wants fair play, and so that's
she's a referee. Yeah,
she's a referee. So we're waiting for Daniel Sano, who's almost here. Yeah, so we're gonna come there. He's a government arm, so we don't want to leave him out. So that we're having discussion on certain issues, he will make clarification. And even though we're trying to squeeze him or grill him, at least we have an opportunity to to say something regarding issues that we're talking.
Great.
But and our man Daniel, sometimes he talks, and by the time you think he's coming to a full stop, not only he's a command, and he picks up the game. He's like the dependent clause. By the time you think you're ending, one side depend. No, okay. You see, we're talking about the major role team.
Yeah, but let me go to Fabin. And Fabin. I mean, the different new features we've highlighted to show. I mean, what does the law say, and of course the health tips. Just straight up through today on what we have on the docket.
But thank you,
And as
Emmanuel.
I'm speaking, coach.
You are welcome. Your our guest first.
No, we'll join him after we start. Yeah, he just come in there. Then he relax tempo. Yeah, yeah, Fabin.
So, we begin with the health tips on today's segment, and it's about healthy eating. The key to a healthy diet is to eat the right amount of calories so that you balance the energy you consume with the energy you use. If you eat or drink more than your body needs, you will put on weight because the energy you do not use is stored as fat. If you eat and drink too little, you will lose weight. You should also eat a wide range of foods to make sure you are getting a balanced diet and your body is receiving all the nutrients. Eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Eat more fish. Cut down on sugar. Eat less salt. Do not get thirsty. Drink plenty of fluids to stop you getting dehydrated. Do not skip breakfast. It is the best meal of the day because a healthy breakfast gives you a healthy body. Reduce the sugar, fat, and salt. That can also form part of a balanced diet and improves good health. I see you jotting down, Emmanuel.
Certainly, you were talking about you have to breakfast and some of us who came up the very hard way.
Invest some money.
No, the thing is we used to have what we call Trinity meal. I don't know if you know about Trinity meal.
No.
That is we combine the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner. We just eat it around
At
7,
once.
8 and go straight to bed. So I don't know. Maybe it's one of the reasons why some are having a very stunted growth because maybe we didn't eat the kind of food when we were coming up. But I think it's a very good one to eat. Some of the very good food that you talking
Yeah.
about, and you were talking about eating enough, and when you eat enough, you get fat. But you remember I was in Europe last year, and I could eat, and I came back, I was still the same. So I was thinking, well, they got different kind of food, or the body not just used to. Yeah, but it's good that we eat enough, but again, we have to
Drink
eat
enough
smart.
water, yeah.
Mm.
Because breakfast is the best meal once you eat early morning.
So
and
what are
drink
the
enough.
different preferred, menu?
Yes.
Is it rice or
No.
tea or
Yeah,
bread?
tea, bread. Maybe you have cereal. Maybe you have cereal, like oats,
Okay.
Quaker oats, cream of wheat, and what have you.
Okay.
And maybe add a few fruits to
Something
it.
hot sometime in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. And add few fruits to it because at least scientifically it's said that it's good to eat at least a fruit a day. So don't overlook the oranges you see in the street,
Yeah.
the grapes, the apples, the bananas, and what
The
have you.
carrots,
It's good,
for
yeah.
me, that's my
It's
favorite.
good for the body, and so we will continue on this and every day on the Super Morning Show. And now we go back to another segment where we have
Yeah.
what the law says. This is just a paragraph, and as time goes by, we will invite lawyers to talk more about other topics that we'll be having. But today we'll be looking at the basic rights in Liberia, and one of it says, all persons shall be entitled to freedom of thought,
Mm.
conscience, and religion, and no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment thereof. The right to life, liberty, property, due process, equality before the law, as well as freedom of expression. So it's just the first paragraph or the first portion of the basic right, because people says that where your right begins, there where somebody right ends. And so we'll close this segment of what the law
Just
says.
before we close it, Fabian, so that when we read, for example, the Constitution, it says "shall," so I can be like, is it may? Yeah. So as a student of law, I just want
I'm
you
not
to.
a student of law, I'm a student of international relations. Yeah.
No, but you call a lot of law things. So
Yeah, so it's definite.
Mm.
Yes, it's definite.
So
yeah,
sha.
yeah, it's
Okay.
definite. So as time goes by, as I said earlier, we have a lot of
Yeah.
we invite some
Yeah.
lawyers here to explain the law and the jargons and the implications. And so we've just started it today, and we hope to continue every day of the Super Morning Show with the two
Yeah,
new
sure.
features that
Yeah.
we've added there.
Yeah, it's important. But let me welcome Daniel Sino. I've known him for a while, but I don't think he knows me. Mr. Sando, welcome to the Super Morning Show. I hope you're doing pretty well.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
How did you leave the ministry? Did you go there or you headed straight here at LBS?
Well, I'm going to go to the ministry by 8 o'clock, and your schedule required me to be here by 8:30.
8:30.
So I just passed through and then enter the yard. But the ministry, as I left it yesterday evening, because we left the office by 7:30, it's in tight. The renovation work on the roof is ongoing. We intend to give the ministry a new facelift to make it befitting of the place where the government speaks from. So that is ongoing. The workforce at the ministry is well energized because of the uh, visionary leadership of the current team of senior managers that the president appointed there. So yes, Mika is doing good. It is now the platform uh, that truly directs and supervises government communication. We've successfully uh, laid down the one government, one communication policy. You see, every ministry, agency, and commissions of government are now speaking through the Ministry of Information. So yes, there is a departure from the past where Mika was it's not a dead sleeping giant, it was a desert, what have you. Mika is now an oasis,
Mm.
an oasis of attraction that all of the if you follow the print and electronic media, most of the breaking news in the media are made at Mika. So we are proud of that. We are humbled to be leading the charge and leading the effort to direct government communication channels very responsibly. We're very humble for that.
And then, I really want to thank you because you are one minister that, I mean, I can call in a second and you wouldn't say, wait, let me go look at my paper. You will answer the call, you will come here or you will answer, I mean, just wherever you are, you will answer the call unless I say, my man, come, you come here. And you always welcome me. I mean, you don't scratch your head. That's one thing. Not many people did that or will do. You are just one person. I mean, you just spontaneous. I mean, as I say, you're just waiting for me to say come and you come, something like that. Thank you so much for that.
If we can dedicate our time to the work for which we are called to do, then we don't worth it. If you, of all of the positions in the country, of all of the smart and intelligent young gentlemen and ladies in this country, the president gave me that privilege, that opportunity to serve. So, like I always said, I have to do it with distinction because there are people looking at you, and what we do today on the stage will speak for us tomorrow. And so I take pride in what I do. I'm very humble. And thanks for the commendation, by the way.
I mean, we'll go to the media roundtable, but then one other thing I really want to ask you. Working at the Ministry of Information, know about everything in the government. What does it take? And then how do you jab through the messaging, about every ministry, every government, something? I say you are the president delivering all of it because you seem to know everything about what the legislature does, what all the other branches of the government do, all the autonomous agents. You got over 100 of them, but you must know at least certain. And when you are saying those things, it's as if you were there and these things were happening. In fact, you were even implementing them, but then you're talking about them. What does it take, and how enormous is the work? I know it's huge.
Well, first of all, people think that the job of the Ministry of Information is a talking shop. It's not a talking shop because if you see some of the things we go through, the headache, the time, the energy that we applied to ensure that we are on top of everything, it takes a lot. So it's not an easy job. Sometimes you have to, like I said last night, government offices will close normally 4 to 5, but you have to stay in that office.
So you don't close.
You have to stay in that office. Make sure that the government newspaper goes to bed before you leave. Even if you are home, your telephone is open because there could be a breaking news at any point in time. You have to be on top of it. I mean, as somebody who works for the government communication house, talking about the coordination of information. Yes, it's one thing that we have prioritized, we have placed emphasis on. At the cabinet retreat, the Director General of the Cabinet, Mr. Kwabo, made a presentation and talked about government coordination in government communication. And when Mika also presented, we gave a whole blueprint as to how we intend to manage and coordinate government communication. And that has been very effective. So, for example, there are training issues every day. If they are training, for example, the Central Bank of Liberia is in the So I'm giving an example. Right? For example, EFBC is in the news. Is something happening at EFBC? Your job as somebody who communicates for government is to firstly reach out to the authority at EFBC, right?
Yeah.
Ascertain the information, because at any point in time
You could be called.
you could be called to
Just
say,
as I've been
Mr.
telling
Fano,
you,
we're hearing that this thing
that-
happening at EFBC. What is it?
Yeah.
And as the Minister of Information, you don't want to say, I don't know about it.
No, you can't. You can't say.
What kind of minister over there? So,
In fact, people
even
think
though we are not superhumans,
no, the only thing is
How be on top of your game, sir.
even though we are not superhuman, you always have to be on top of the game.
You
So you don't miss any call. You don't miss any call. You have to keep your internet on 24/7, because there are updates in the various chat rooms, just to be on top of the issue. So it entails a lot of things.
you talk about you talk about staying later. So it reminds me of my very self.
Yeah.
Of all the managers at LBL, I'm here first early in the morning, and I go late. But
Very
guess what? Eugene Fago comes 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes he does some running around with the mansion, and here doing some official business. He leaves sometimes 9 o'clock. But guess what? He comes back around 10 o'clock and stays here till midnight.
That's
And
right.
sometimes Fago comes here 11 o'clock at night and leaves 1 o'clock.
That's what they call passion for the
And
job.
that's
lastly, yeah.
he comes, he patrols everywhere, even behind the generator, enters the generator, everywhere he comes for everything. And as soon as he calls me, sometimes 11 o'clock, 11:30, at the first ring I say hello. Even your minister called me sometimes 11:30 or community wisdom, because these are the two persons that normally call me on issues. They call me, I pick up the call at the first ring.
Yeah.
So you see, we are coordinating in as the second principal deputy at LBS. I can't sleep. I gotta be up. And my boss too can't sleep. You would think Fagon is sleeping. He is not.
It's a discipline.
It's because somebody comes in the morning and goes home by 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock or 10:30, Fagon is back here on campus.
Yeah.
I mean, walking around to make sure things are happening up to leave. How much sleep does he
And
get?
and Hassan, just to interject, you know what it does? It motivates the people who work for you, who work
Yeah,
with you.
sure.
Because when they see you as a boss coming to work as early as 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
they should know that they should be here before 8 o'clock,
Bingo. Yeah.
right? But if you are the boss of an agency and you come to work 10:30, 11 o'clock,
No.
what's your worker going to do? They're not going to be impressed. I tell you what, the Minister of Information, if Minister Pia is not in office by 7 o'clock, he's there by 7:30. That has been his normal. And guess where he lives? He lives as far as Brovie.
Yeah. Wow.
As far as Brovie.
That's a
So,
discipline.
so the fact that the minister,
Yeah.
top of the ministry, is behind his decks at 7:30, 7 o'clock. I'm a deputy. What am I supposed to do? While the minister gets to the office and say, "You call me Sandway."
When you say, "Oh, chief, you know the
Sandway is not in office.
Sound in the traffic.
But tell the minister, I know he listened to me.
Yeah.
I always beat him too because I'm here 5 o'clock, 5:30 every day. So
beat
I beat him too. So
Yeah.
if I really woke up late, then I'm here maybe 6 o'clock or 6:30. But I'm always here by 6 o'clock or before 6 o'clock.
Because the nation starts listening by 6 o'clock.
In fact, the nation start listening by 4. So
By 4 o'clock.
so we turn by 5. And guess what? I wake up by 4:30 and make sure I'm listening to the guy who is signing on what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because he set the pace for us, like Fabio would say. He will set the pace for us and see what. But anyway, let's go to
Yes, of course, of
our
course.
topics. Emmanuel, what do you have?
Yeah, I mean, the week has been bustling. We've had a lot to talk about. And during the week, the president, 10,000 young people in our city, kicked off across the country. We've got some very good reports, from the counties that the process is well on course,
Yeah.
and the enthusiasm, the vigor. I mean, the people are upbeat, the young people. So yes, we just want to say kudos. That's one of the first things we'll talk about. Remember the president, made that as part of his number one priority in his inauguration speech. Like, hey, our city is the way to go. That's one of our talking points this morning. We'll also talk to Minister Pierre. Remember on yesterday, he
Yeah.
spoke at MICAT. But let's just bring his audio and then we'll come back
Yeah,
and,
we're
and
talking
try
about
to
the,
judge
talking about
upon
yeah
some of
the
it. Yes.
the CBL situation,
Okay.
the audits, and the malpractices, suspected malpractices, and let's listen to Minister Pierre as he addresses that.
On Tuesday, August 6, 2024, the acting executive governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, Mr. Henry F. Samoa, brought to the attention of the Internal Audit Department a real-time gross settlement transaction from the Central Bank of Liberia to the International Bank of Liberia. The amount involved in the transaction is $961,777 United States dollars, intended for onward transfer to a beneficiary account at SRB. Acting Executive Governor Samoa commissioned an investigation into the transaction led by the Internal Audit Department and determined that the nature in the transaction was initiated, authorized, and subsequently transferred could have defrauded the government of Liberia. It could have also brought the Central Bank of Liberia to a potential risk of repayment in the amount of $961,777. The internal audit investigated the procedures and controls surrounding the reversal of the transaction related to the GOL revenue account and the associated risk. Based on the internal CBL investigation, the amount of $961,777 was processed without evidence of the approval of senior management of the banking department of the general entity as required by the banking department manual. The intended beneficiary account established at the International Bank in 2018 has been credited with comparatively small amounts in the past. The General Auditing Commission investigation report of the CBL captured the company that is said to have owned the account for being paid $55,000 without any evidence in a work performed. 3 staff of the banking department are currently in police ongoing investigation. Meanwhile, the investigation continues, and the executive governor, Dr. Henry Samoa, has commissioned full audit of the central bank's real-time gross settlement transaction to determine compliance with policies. The press and the Liberian people will be updated as more information becomes available regarding the investigation.
Of course, that's the voice of Liberia's Information Minister, Jeremy Pierre, there yesterday when he addressed the Ministry of Information regular press conference on yesterday, talking about some sort of discrepancy at the CBL, where over 961,000 US dollars was sticking to the SIB and the acting CBL governor, some more commission on audit. But it's good that we have Mr. Sino because he comes from there, and we want to know the rationale of all these different accountability issues and what does the government intend to achieve all this. Welcome again. I mean, we've officially begun the conversation.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
I mean, what is driving the government in its quest to harness accountability at every level?
The president, who is the chief executive of the country, does not take for granted acts of public corruption that tend to undermine the overall accountability efforts of the government. Mind you, one of the driving forces behind the election of President Bouaka was his stellar record of public service. And so he does not take for granted anything that tends to put a dent on that record. So he takes it very seriously. And there are people who tend to misconstrue or want to politicize what the government is doing as far as a fight against corruption is concerned. But again, we as a country we have to be able to, at some point in time, to say, where are we? Just a couple of weeks ago, we celebrated the 177th anniversary Independence Day of the country. Take a panoramic view of where this country is in terms of infrastructure, advancement in the 21st century. The country is lacking backward. The hospitals cannot work. The schools are not up to standard. The roads are deplorable. Just everything. Basic social services are elusive. Everything. Why? Because of massive public corruption. And so the president takes it very seriously. The initial step taken by the president to kind of bring the high level of corruption transpired at the Central Bank of Liberia over the last couple of years has been misconstrued by many. Or the president does not have the power to do so. He does not have the authority to do so. But the president is the chief administrator of the country. If he takes an administrative action to safeguard the bleeding of the public coffers, aren't we supposed to be able to say the president had the right as a people? This brings me to the point where I want to question the moral health of the Liberian society. There are people who do not care about every step that the government wants to take to repair the damaging situation that we inherited. They want us to treat it as business as usual. And the president is very clear on that point. If there's nothing President Baka going to do, you can mark it, you can take my word that he's not going to do business as usual. So yes, part of the action following the suspension of the governor, appointing an acting governor, and what you heard the minister talking about is just the tip of the iceberg. There are a lot of dubious transactions that went on at that bank. When you read the GSC audit report on the central bank, you're going to know. Then you come to realize and appreciate why the president took the administrative action. So yes, what the minister announced said is just the tip of the iceberg. More of those dubious, in real time, illegal financial transactions will be uncovered and they will be investigated. And people have to take responsibility for their action.
Great, Daniel.
There's no way that we can treat public service as an opening to enrich ourselves at the detriment of the people. When you are called to serve, it's about service to your country. It is not an opportunity to steal. And so there's nothing wrong with people being held accountable. If you think that the dubious transaction involving over 900,000 that the minister talked about was right, they are currently in police custody. They have to go to account for their action. This thing has to stop.
Great. I mean, one of the things being in the public has always been why it is true that they suspended a CBL governor, Aloysius Talu. Yeah, he has the CBL. I mean, they say everything rises and fall on leadership, but there were other people, in that audit report that talks about even the lady that resigned, Madam Pearson, for deputy governor for operations, and people say when the lady resigned, the executive mansion did post, acknowledging the Madam Pearson's resignation and wishing her well when she's being indicted in that same audit report. Is it that by telling her wish you well, did they venegate her, or what does the future look like for her? Will she be prosecuted or investigated or be called by maybe authorities to have her,
the audit report? The president has taken no action because the audit report.
Maybe by suspending the CBL governor, one of the actions
was administrative action, right?
It is an action.
Yes, administrative action. Nobody is exempted. There can be no sacred cow in the fight against corruption. It has to be holistic. If Daniel Sando is involved, he has to account for his action. Talking about the release put up by the marshal, acknowledging the resignation of Madam Pearson for her service to the bank, that's the best the marshal could do. But when it comes to accountability, the audit report does not vindicate anybody. And I want the public to understand that the press release acknowledging her resignation and thanking her for her service to the country is in no way, a vindication for her. You have to understand that the audit reports are currently being discussed by the Public Account Committee. That Public Account Committee is carrying on hearings, right?
Sure.
In keeping with law. When they are done with the hearing, they will make the appropriate recommendation to the executive. Given how damaging the audit reports are, there will be punitive action taken. There will be prosecutions. There will be indictment based on the findings of those audit reports. But the reason why we have to give the Public Account Committee the chance to do the work, because audit reports by themselves are not sufficient grounds for indictment. But the hearing, if you are indicted by the audit, or if you are accused of doing something wrong by the audit report, and the Public Account Committee carry out the hearing and they establish, because in the hearing, they will invite people who are, pinpointed, who are captured in those audit reports to say, come and account for your action before the committee.
But
when you appear before the committee.
Yeah, but to a point.
Yeah.
To a point. I mean, the public hearing is more about getting, insight on the whole matter. It doesn't in a way, they are not the prosecutorial arm to say, okay, we'll prosecute you. But the same CBL acting governor that was appointed by the president is also captured in the same report. And the other day, the CBL released a statement saying Mr. Samoa has,
No, not Samoa. Not Samoa. Not Samoa.
The acting.
No,
What's
it's
his
the acting deputy governor
The acting.
for operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's acting now, but he's also in the report.
Yeah.
So
So the bank issued a statement yesterday, basically clarifying.
and saying they may get money to liquidate
Because
whatever.
but we have to take time because there are people listening to us, right?
Yeah, sure.
The other report say this man took a loan from the bank, and the loan, the outstanding amount to 90,000. He has not been able to pay his loan, right? Are you following?
I'm following.
You know what the other report say?
Yes, of
Now,
course.
I don't know this person the president appointed, but what the CBL released yesterday is that this man, for the last 2 years, has been on a program. He had been seconded to another bank in the West African region to work. So for the last 2 years, he has not been in the direct employ of the central bank, right? He was on a secondment to another bank in the region. So the bank said, this man has worked with us for X number of years. The money talked about in the audit report, the preference fund that we have for this man and the benefit that we have for him
Can liquidate his loan.
everything. So that's what I said to you, right? The audit report, not everything in the audit report is law and gospel. So because somebody who just
The point
somebody who just read the audit report to say, they say, oh, the man is indebted to the bank, and in the tune of 90,000 he can pay, right?
of course.
But the bank has come out to clarify, say the money that we even owe the man, the preference funds, right, is sufficient to pay back the loan outstanding. But that cannot be the basis for excuse. That cannot be the basis for excuse.
Sure.
There are other damaging things that were done at the bank that are beyond just the outstanding loan that was captured. Okay? So it's good that the bank has clarified. Nothing illegal was done. That look, this is our employee, and the money he has in the bank can pay the outstanding on his loan. So that issue has been settled. But we will look forward to the Public Account Committee to expedite the hearing. Very important. because the executive is waiting to take action.
So after
Some of these offenses, don't get me wrong, they are covered under statute of limitation. So if the government is committed to the fight against corruption, we have to do it in the available time frame provided by the law. So that's why we are looking up to the Public Account Committee. They can conclude the hearing because the president does not intend to short-circuit the process. When they are done with the hearing, the findings, recommendations are submitted to the executive. We will act accordingly. There has to be accountability for the action people took at the bank over the last couple of years.
Great. This is the Super Morning Show. Daniel is our guest. Daniel Sino, Deputy Information Minister for Public Affairs, and we're talking about the CBL and the audit issue. And that's just one of the talking points. A lot to talk about, and we also talk about the alteration of the budget, the quote unquote. I don't want to say, because the Ministry of Finance has been back with the legislature. And just before we can go into that discussion, we have of us the acting finance minister Anthony Myers. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, definitely it has claimed our attention, but we can say it hasn't caused any unnecessary panic among us, because just like you mentioned, they are all claims, and claims always have to be verified. Well, I can speak to people's perception, but talking about whether the speaker or other lawmakers will want to prove that for us is the best alternative. That is the way government processes are conducted. Because before you get to the public, you should be able to say that, well, we cited the Ministry of Finance, or we made inquiries with the Ministry of Finance for information on X, Y, and Z issues, and this was their response. And then you can now say whether the response were adequate or inadequate, whether they were consistent or inconsistent, so that you go to the public with the information about inquiries that you have made with the relevant institution. But as far as we know, there have been no formal citation, there have been no formal request to us, either in writing, to identify the areas of shifting or alterations, and we fail to respond. Well, for this management team at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, manipulation is now on our agenda. It's not in our perception. In fact, it is the avoidance of manipulation for which we are being often accused of not being responsive to people's requests.
When you say people, who are those you're talking about?
So when I say people, I'm generally speaking about institutions of government or other interested persons who have claims on the budget.
Yeah, that's the voice of acting finance minister Anthony Myers there. Just
Go ahead.
yeah. So on yesterday, we as one person who covers the legislature, I've been so informed duly that the minister did submit a recast budget, but that was really delayed. We don't know whether the speaker had discussion with them, because accordingly, most of the lawmakers on Capitol Hill have vowed, not to, go into discussion in terms of, reappropriation or recast of the budget. But this thing has been going on for some time now. The other time, the speaker, cautioned members of the legislature to have an in-depth investigation on the whole budget alteration and stuff there. But hoping that it plays well, because we don't know whether they received the budget, the recast budget yesterday. Perhaps I could just speak with Robert Haynes, because the IT minister and his team, were there yesterday presenting the recast budget to the legislature. But yeah, Fabi, I don't know. I want you to sleep on me, please. I know you.
I was listening keenly
Okay.
to the minister, and I like the clarification he made for the fact that concerning the resignation of Yimade Pearson, there are a lot of rumors in the corners saying that she's been allegedly backed by the government. But as I said earlier, I like the clarification he made that her resignation in no way vindicates her from the matter once she's been included. And so as time goes by, he'll say a lot about it.
And then I know we've talked about it, so we don't have much time. We have to go to other matters, but let's address the issue with the budget alteration. And the minister has clarified that the budget was not altered. But then still in some quarters there are still people still insist. I know that laid the matter to rest. And where all these things are coming from?
Hassan, we have to be able to to hold people accountable by what they do and what they say in the public glare. This is a government. The budget emanates from the executive. It is sent to the legislature for appropriation and overall concurrence by both houses. If a member of the legislature who comes from another branch goes to the public in alarm that the budget was altered, and other members from the very legislature come up to say that the budget was not altered, which one do we believe? I listened to the senator from Bapolu County. He went on the radio and alarmed that, oh, the budget was altered. Now, we have to hold people accountable to what they say. If you say that the budget was altered, you have to prove, because it's a grave allegation. When the legislature meet, deliberate, and an instrument is passed by either of the houses, sent to the other house. In the case, the budget emanates from the House of Representatives after all of the hearing, deliberations. It is passed by the lower house, sent to the Senate concurs, it becomes a law. An allegation about that law, the budget, being altered is grave. It should not just come from the backdrop of somebody wanting to be heard, somebody wanting to be an alarmist. It should come from the backdrop that you have tangible, impeachable evidence to authenticate the claims that you made. Do you know how it portrays the executive? That the executive is trying to usurp the function of the legislature? So we're not just taking it lightly. But then again, I was baffled. We were baffled by the fact that a member of the committee, the Ways, Means and Finance Committee, came up to say that the budget was, as it was passed, it was never altered. Apparently, people who are alarming were not paying attention when the budget was passed and everything. So they have to meet among themselves. They are the first branch of government. They have to meet among themselves to sort things out, because it doesn't portray a very positive image of the country for a member of the legislature to be alarming that the budget was altered, and then other people come from the background and say, oh, you know, the thing they may say, not true, the budget was never altered and this and that. We do not want any such thing that will impinge the credibility of the government. And that's why I'm happy that the speaker has said that they will have to investigate. But I do believe that the legislature does its work through committees.
Sure.
If a member of the legislature got reason to believe that the budget was altered, the place to go say it not on the radio. The legislature does its work through committee. And you know that anybody, and the person who is making this claim was finance minister before. He know that he almost fell into problem with the legislature. I think it was the 52nd.
Maybe
I'm coming.
I think he's the best person to say it, because he
he's not the best person to say.
He's one of the best
persons. No, he's not the best person to say.
He knows the fiscal policy.
No,
and
what I'm saying. No, listen to me. What I'm saying to you is that the allegation being made by Senator Amara Coney, similar thing landed him into problem with the 52nd legislature when the 13 million was shifted from one priority area in the budget to another priority area. And he said he shifted it based on priority, and the legislature were questioning him. I'm sure Fabian remember that incident. Who gave you the authority to shift allocations in the budget? It landed in the corner into problem. So he knows that it's a grave issue that the legislature would not take lightly. But my own concern here is that the place to go to say the thing is not on the radio. It's not on the radio. The legislature does its work through committees. And you, as an insightful member of the legislature, you are chairperson of the Public Account Committee. So you're not just speaking from an ordinary man's standpoint.
But Senator Kone is not the only person, alleging that the budget was altered. Even the Joint Committee Chair on Public Accounts and Expenditure, Representative Clarence Guy. But let me just read this.
No, I come in
release.
before-
Just a minute.
No, I come in before you read what you want to read. Because I say you're saying that he's not the only person saying it. I'm not saying he shouldn't speak out. I'm saying that since you chose to go to the radio to say it, then you should go to the radio to present the evidence. Because the issue that you're raising cannot be addressed on the radio. That's what I'm saying. The issue can be addressed on the radio. The legislature doesn't work through committee. You are chairperson of the Public Account Committee, for God's sake. And if you detect it and then shifting of figures in the budget, you think the people to go say that on the radio to cause stir in the public and say, oh, they put other in the budget. When you know that the legislature can call itself back, they can even while on break, they can institute an investigation, an inquisition into such allegation. Will portray the legislature as being in the right direction and meaning well for the people. But for you to go on the radio, you say the thing, then your colleague on the radio and say they're not true. And that's what I'm saying, right? Senator President Dopo is a member of the Westminster Final Committee. He's equal to a senator. He goes on the radio and say, oh, what the man is saying is not true.
Maybe he's not school into the whole budget.
Do you know Senator Dopo? You have to retract that statement.
I said maybe.
No, you have to retract it. Because if you know Senator Dopo, you would not say, baby, he's not screwed.
In that particular area.
No, you don't know him.
But let me
There's
just
a seasoned financial expert.
Let me just read the release that was issued over the just on Wednesday by the finance ministry, on the same budget and kind of stuff. But they said this one, they didn't say alteration, they said budget disaggregation. So I was confused about the terminology. It says Liberia's IT Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Honorable Anthony Myers, has clarified the concept of budget disaggregation. He explained that the budget disaggregation is not limited to institutions. Let me just go to somewhere where we have a direct quote. It says budget disaggregation aims to ensure expenditures are effectively allocated where they are most needed. So it's still, and the whole budget thing, I think it needs more deeper understanding, because if the lawmakers are alleging that the budget was altered and the minister and the ministry comes on and say the budget was not altered, but we had some disaggregation and we resources were being allotted where they mostly needed. It's more, I think you also sound in the same way, because by taking priority area one to do, it's also form of disaggregation.
That's what I said, Emmanuel. That we have to be careful with our choice of words. The financial expert is telling you disaggregation. You come to the radio, you say alteration, right? They're two different things. And your colleague, who is equally a senator and who is equally a ranking member of the Senate, a seasoned financial professional, come up to say what my colleague is saying is not true. So which one do we believe? Which one do we accept? Now you let the public wondering between.
Well, myself, I'm confused.
Very good. So you see that? That's what I said on the premise of my argument, that it is good for us to pay attention to certain things, but we can't speak to certain things in certain way in the public, because you are a professional person. Nobody can doubt the professionalism of Senator Kone. He comes from a very, seasoned financial background, former finance minister of the country and everything. Now he's senator. So his opinion on this issue will matter. And they shouldn't just be limited to talk show talk. Let's be able to say, look, we have investigated, and the facts are right. If you do that to the public, then you are safe in a way. But if you just come up and say, oh, they may alter the document, alteration is criminal, and then the legislature will have to inquire to know who has criminally altered what it passed as a law. The power is in their hand. That's the point I'm making.
Okay. All right. So, of course, this is the Super Morning Show. Is on Friday. My name is Emmanuel Colley. At 9:30, we go to the Mystery Voices. My Hassan can't wait.
So just about 30 seconds, we'll be going to the Mystery Voices.
I don't know the interest, but
where you know called Mystery Voices. So we have a team. By the way, in the next 1 minute, we will be come up with the Mystery Voices, and our producer will be running through the rules and everything. So stay
let-
tuned.
So let me just
Yeah, just
chip
jump
into
in.
what the minister said. He struck a good point about the utterances of a sitting lawmaker, Senator Amara Conan, Chuase alleging or saying outrightly saying that the budget was altered, and there is an investigation ongoing, and we hope that that investigation will be made to the public, because actually when you follow it, it's criminal in nature. And so once he said that on another radio station, we hope that the investigation will be made public so that people understand. Like today or just a few minutes ago, we heard about the acting finance minister talking about this aggregation and then altered. So it's kind of confusing in the public to people, so they want to know. And so it's going to take time. That isn't something that should be said abruptly or be done abruptly. This is something that needs to be explained step by step, especially with a certain lawmaker. So people want to know who altered that or who caused the altercation within
Which
the budget.
part of the budget
which
was
part of the
altered?
budget. People need to know that. So we hope, Minister, that will be brought to the public when an investigation is being done to know that from the house.
Just steal your time, Fabian. I mean, I've said that the budget emanates from the executive. It is sent to the legislature. They do all of the things. When they pass it, we can't touch it. That means the executive can't touch it, right? So they know what they pass.
Okay,
They go in and investigate and say what is before us is now what we pass, or what was printed by the Ministry of Finance, what was published by the Ministry of Finance was now what we pass on. They will know where it came from, right? But I show that the Ministry of Finance, the executive, does not have the inclination to undo anything that has been done by the legislature. So that's why we insist that such important matter should not be, just limited to going on talk show and making an allegation. The legislature has got a power to investigate, and that's why I tried to bring in the scenario of Senator Conan when he was finance minister. The issue with the 13 million, the EU money, 13 million for health that was shifted and everything, he landed into problem with the legislature for that. So he knows what the legislature can do. He almost went to jail.
Let's leave it right at that. And then when we come back, of course, Willametta Jabba will be here with the game.
But just drill off through Hassan. What's in the package?
No, she will tell what's in the package. So let's go straight away. Let's give way to Willametta Jabba. We'll take a few bars of music, and when we come back, Willametta will be in the presenter's chair.
Oh, my hero, they carry me as soon as you tell. I didn't have a reason to leave you, show me the way, and I'm grateful for everything that you did. You never ever play me low. See, I'm not worthy of your grace. I'm not worthy of your blessings. Stay not close me, oh. Say that never me. I call you my doctor, my bro, my brabio. See your man, les on les gomo. Nangla you hello. They call you Elohim, Yeswa Tato. Like you the one can win all the battle. You give me more reason to pray. God don't give up on me. 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 Don't give up on me. You told me not to worry. We should give you thanks and praise. Acapella cool spell. Me understand it true. Me I give it all to you. Give it all to you. And I got friend to say. Lipa, you lead the way. You told me call on you, call on you, call on you. I just need to kneel and pray. Like you get it final say. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. God, don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. See, God, don't give up on me. I beg you, don't give up on me. Please don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. Thanks and praise. Acapella cool spell. Me, I understand it true. Me, I give it all to you. Give it all to you. And I got friend to say. Glipper, you lead the way.
And the song is called Don't Give Up on Me by C&C. Hello and welcome to my portion of the special edition of the Super Morning Show named Mystery Voice. I'm William Etzer Jabba. I'd like to welcome you all to the segment of the special edition of the Super Morning Show, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay, so we have two teams in studio on Mystery Voice, and Hassan Kiawu and Vabin Queer make up one team, and Minister Daniel Sando and Emmanuel Cuddy make up another team. So here are the rules. So I hope you guys are listening. We'll play voices of newsmakers, and then our team will identify the voice. But if anyone interrupt and then they miss the question or the answer, -10. But then if no one gets the answer, then we'll have to open the phone line to the public that they will call and identify the voice. So I hope you are all set and ready for Mystery Voice on the Super Morning Show this morning.
I think we're ready, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know about that. They're so scary.
I'm more than ready. I used to be a quizzer before, so I'm more than ready.
Emmanuel had to go use the restroom.
I'll tell you. Okay, Mr. Sander.
That is as calm as cucumber. So
yeah, he's like, what am I going to do here today?
Go ahead.
Just one thing.
I'm play game.
So it's 10 points per question.
Okay.
So if you miss the question, we minus 10. So let's take the first voice now. Listen attentively to make sure that you give the right answer. And you're also going to tell us where the newsmaker was speaking and what. Okay.
I think that is just an addendum, but the high thing is to identify the voice.
Okay. But yeah. Okay. So let's go.
While it's true that we continue to make the case for more investment in our economy.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. I did it.
Okay.
I think that's the voice of Liberia's Information Minister, Jerry Lemekpia.
You missed that? Anybody from the next
so
thing?
you see they got -10.
-10. -10.
Vice President of man.
No.
So you let me answer the question.
So -10.
Miss it.
Okay, so this. Okay.
So play the whole thing. Since we have the liberty now, so play
Yeah,
the whole
so-
thing. We would see who.
Yes, but another thing. No. Your team member missed the question already. But then before answering or playing the entire voice, we have to give chance to the next team to see whether we identify the
Yes,
voice. If
exactly.
it doesn't, then we can.
In fact,
That's the Vice President.
No, you missed it already.
No, they gotta play different voice.
No, before play a different voice,
we can
then
answer, yeah,
complete
we can
the.
answer.
You want to answer this?
Yeah, sure.
No, but
No, Mr. Sando answer the question. Daniel Sando answer the question.
Give us the opportunity.
They miss out on it.
They miss out on it. So,
Yeah.
so whatever he said, we don't even know whether that's it.
Okay.
Expand the private sector and create jobs for our citizens. I urge existing and potential
Okay.
That's the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia.
I think we should throw that question out, honestly.
Jeremiah Panku.
And he was speaking at the National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights on Wednesday in Monrovia.
Exactly. I was just about to say.
Madam Moderator.
How can you miss that question?
Okay, so
okay.
Hassan and Fabian got 10 points.
And they got minus 10.
And Emmanuel and Daniel Sano got 0.
Thank you.
So let's go to the next
You
one.
got minus 10 because
No,
they
minus
interrupted.
10.
No, you missed the question.
We miss it.
That's
Zero,
zero,
yeah.
yes, that's
Get the
zero.
minus,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, see, yeah, they missed it, but they interrupted. So when interrupt,
It's the
No, you
same.
can't-
Minus, that's the
yeah,
same.
you can't
I'm
go.
not playing me making the rules again.
Okay, so let's go to the next
Okay,
one. Let's go
okay.
to the next one.
Testament to our adherence to the United Nations guiding principles on business and human rights, for a vivid illustration of our steadfast dedication to
Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
You want to consult?
Councillor Oxford and Oxford to a Minister of Justice.
You got it.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes. So we get 20 points because we interrupted the answer. So
No, that's 10 points.
No.
10 points,
Oh,
Emmanuel.
okay.
10
So I was the
10
same
points.
one.
But look at the minister, everybody in the world now.
Well, you the general, you the
Okay, so let's go to the next one now.
So it's
Let's go to the
10-10.
next one. Yes, 10-10. Oh,
Okay.
yes, 10-10. Okay.
Yes, so the margin is
let's
0.
see
Very
what
well.
we
Very well.
have next. Let's see what we have next. Okay.
The total workforce of the Monrovia City Corporation during the
Yes, thank you. I think that's the voice of the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, Mr. Josiah Joka.
We got it.
Yeah,
10 points. Fabi and Patricia, I think they all need to be very attentive.
No,
because
we
they
are.
No, you don't have to be
See,
giving.
see,
We
see,
I
Daniel
think
Sano
everybody
and-
really wants
I'm
to.
just saying, I'm just saying.
We are.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
human rights, offer a common framework for businesses to understand society's expectations and to deliver value to stakeholders in a more sustainable way. The formal launch of this action plan is a show of strong political will
Nobody?
and bold step towards the visualization of business and human rights standards in the relevant state institutions.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's the voice of the World Health Organization chief in Liberia, Dr. Peter Clement.
Wow. Emmanuel got it. 10 points. So, Team Emmanuel, Cody, and Daniel Sano got that's a 10, 20, 30 points.
But you see, the first one should have been minus 10.
No, then no, we intercepted.
Then we try the
They
points.
answered
It's
3
30
questions.
points.
Okay.
They answered,
We
they
agree,
answered 3
we
questions,
agree, we
and you
agree.
guys answer 1.
One.
One?
Yes,
no.
one.
No problem.
In fact, it was a giveaway 1 10 points.
Oh,
Okay, so let's see what we have
Okay.
next.
Okay.
Let's see what we have. Okay.
Yes, sure.
let's see.
Okay.
The National Human Rights Commission plays an important role in this endeavor. Our mandate is
Let's
No, I was the first. No, I was the
God.
first.
Just
I was.
wait, I'll make my determination.
No, you know what you do?
No,
You know you do?
no.
Don't let
Put
you
the
see.
question-
You see.
Put the question, I have a suggestion.
You see, the
Yeah,
tone influence you.
No. You try.
Oh, God.
Put the question, if we answer the question right,
Mhm.
the next one should go to them.
No. You see the tone.
Madam Moderator, please decide.
No, decide. I was
Okay,
the
Team
first.
Fabian, Kuya,
Thank
and
you.
Hassan Kelly.
Oh no.
The voice of Councillor Timster Brown.
Okay, that's good.
That was a
That's
free
right.
Thank you.
Free? Free?
No, but I was the first to have rung the bell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next.
Please don't
one.
be influenced by Hassan. Anyway, he's your boss, but don't
And
be
also don't
influenced.
be
please.
influenced by the minister.
Okay, let's see. This one.
Look at this. The president is going to break ground. Chinese ambassador.
That's LBS. LBS boss, Eugene Lamy. Back on.
I was telling Hassan yesterday, I said, this voice, there is no way somebody
No way
tell me
they
that
hide.
again. You
Yeah.
get the
So give her 40
voice.
points,
Yeah,
please.
40
sir.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Thank
fact,
you.
that groundbreaking is going to take place in just about
An hour from now.
It's about an hour 15 minutes. The president going to be here. LBS, in fact, massive.
Well, I would just stick around for it.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
okay. So let's go to this one, to this one, to this one.
Okay.
Comment.
We are right.
On our side, we want to stress that Team Europe, which is European Union.
Great.
That's the
Lowland Press.
yes.
The EU ambassador.
ambassador.
Supposed to be right for you.
No, but it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. That's my team member.
It's a teamwork. I'll give that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So one minute score because
Yeah, 50, 50, 20,
it's
50, 20.
10 no,
50, no, not 50.
40, 30.
No, we just that's
I
Fagon.
just marked
we also Fagon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fagon.
So that's 50.
Now 50.
Okay,
You don't
50, 30.
50, 20.
30.
30. They answer 3 questions.
30.
Yeah.
Three question.
No, that's two questions.
50,
Just and the vice president. That's two questions.
Yeah, no,
two questions have answered.
You
No,
see, you see,
no,
you see,
50, 30. I
don't let
marked
them
them.
influence you.
I marked them.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
No problem. No problem.
Please listen to the moderator.
Emmanuel, can you allow me?
Thank you.
Do your job, please. But don't be influenced by Hassan, please.
No.
Yeah, okay.
We at the LERC were still engaged and proactive.
That's the voice of the board chair for the Liberian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Dr. Lawrence Sikajibo.
Okay, you got it.
Okay.
You
No
got
problem.
it.
No problem. We'll give that to you.
I like that.
It's a giveaway.
I like that.
Yeah, so let's go to the next.
And guess what?
I like that.
And guess what? Guess who brought that voice? Himself.
No, it's not an issue. It's not an issue.
I wanted to use that one while he's answering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see the next one. Okay.
Okay.
Government law is our basis for everybody you have been hearing about. Chapter 3, I think we have the law there. Chapter 3 of the local government law says the national.
This is Emmanuel Wenyu.
Yes, you got it.
Thank you.
You got
Who
it.
is Emmanuel Wenyu?
Emmanuel Wenyu is the researcher at the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
No.
Wenyu. Yeah, I dare you call the name. Emmanuel Wenyu. Yeah.
Call the name. I was
Assistant Minister.
I dare he called the name.
and then I rule that you have to identify
Yeah.
the
voice.
the voice,
Yeah.
the place the person was speaking, and then you guys said
No, not the
we
play. We just want the
identify
position. The position
the
matters.
Okay. Assistant Minister for Research. He was first earlier Public Affairs Director at the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Emmanuel, I still have problem with you. Earlier on, you said it was addendum. And
There you go.
addendum.
You see,
Yes.
see,
No, my addendum was the
And
place the
so
person
you
was
came
speaking.
there. Now you
Let's
say
make progress. Let's make
Yeah,
progress.
let
Okay.
yeah. Let me progress. We'll still win this.
Let's go.
no problem.
Let's go.
Get two scholars here.
Is also about our shared aspirations into reality.
But you know,
But
she knows. I mean, yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the great people of Liberia. Okay.
Oh my
That's the
God.
voice of the Doyen. I like to call the Doyen and the
dean of the president's
dean
cabinet.
of the cabinet, the foreign minister, Madam Sarah Besloyanti.
Okay, you got it. You got it. So let's go to the next one.
Meeting has on your own studio.
Yeah. With your influence.
No, I think Ali is too. You should be more influent because you here.
Okay, the next one now.
The Chinese delegation is a 12-man delegation that arrived in the country a couple of days.
I saw the red belt first.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, that's the voice of the executive communication director at the Freeport of Monrovia. He is Akwe Piwe Bisa.
Yes, you got it.
Thank you.
No, he messed up. He said Akwe Piu Besa.
PSP with Bisa.
No, he said Akwe Piu Besa.
Okay, Piwe Bisa. No, Piwe. That's a name.
He said Akwe Piu Besa.
Call it my name.
Let's call it my name.
Besa.
No, but he said Akwe Piu Besa.
Where that Pee-wee is, let's say Akwe name is coming from.
Yeah.
Was that part of his name?
Akwe
No, that was rambling first. I got in later. So no, that's it. No, you can't cheat all like that. No.
I said Akwe Pee-wee.
I said Akwe. Later on, I said Piwe Bisa.
Akwe Piwi Besa.
No, I didn't say Akwe Bisa. I said Piwe
Emmanuel,
Bisa.
if you have an article and then you get Akwe Pee-wee.
No, I don't want you to.
Manos
That's fine. We got it.
Minus 5? Yes.
Minus 10.
No.
That's the rules, Madam.
No.
Minus 5.
In fact, zero. In fact, zero. It's wrong. He a people baser, not aqua people baser.
No.
Yeah.
He called him and he said, I prefer he said people based.
I'm
No, I put Piri Besa. Then you scrap that off.
minus 5.
Okay,
Minus 5.
No
Scrap that
problem.
off.
Yeah, I think we
Scrap,
no, it got
scrap that off.
I think we get around maybe 85 or 95.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's
scrap that
go
off.
math. Let's go math.
So we got an answer now.
Scrap
No.
that off.
75 to 30, 40.
Okay, no problem. The margin is still 35. No problem. Yes.
As long as they are in the leader, all in matter cares.
No problem.
Let's listen to the next one.
Let's see the next one.
We should be concluding the consultations at the subnational level.
Who's that?
No, but let the audio roll.
Let the audio roll.
Oh.
Yeah, they rang the bell already. Let it answer. No, let it answer.
No, she stopped it.
No, but you answer, but you interrupted. So answer.
She stopped
You
it. So
interrupted.
You interrupt. Speak answer. Speak answer. If you don't answer that,
Give you
understand.
let's say 3 seconds to answer.
Okay, play the audio.
The audio.
No, but that's a rule. We were.
Concluding the consultations at the subnational level at the end of this week, or tentatively we expect to conclude by the 15th, which is on Thursday. But again,
You excuse me, Madam Moderator. We told you to roll it to conclusion.
Yeah, so I get intercepted. So
No. That was for us.
No.
That was for us.
No, that was open.
It was open.
you know what?
It was open.
Fabian grabbed her bozo and then she put her hand up. You gotta hold it, Fabian.
Yeah. So I think we have it all to ourselves now. So I think that's the voice of the acting finance minister, Anthony Myers.
Yeah, you got it.
Great. Okay.
So
I think we're leading. I think it's a landslide. It's a very big.
Yeah.
I see your facial expression changing, but anyways, I will take time.
Most of the clips.
No.
We brought most of the clips in my
Play the next clip.
Let's see the next one.
The government is massive.
I saw the right there.
Okay. Answer.
That's Information Minister Jerry McMurphy Pierre.
Wonderful. It's a strong team.
That's your boss.
Okay.
I think we have broken your wings now. Do you say have hope?
No, you see, I think it's a protest. Because Daniel Sano here, you played boss twice.
No. The first one was the fun at the vice president. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got it. I was a free point for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next one.
Wow.
The next one.
Make it.
You got to preserve the community for yourself, or else you will continue to suffer.
Red.
Thank you.
Okay, let me just give it to
No, it's not sympathy. No, it can be sympathy.
I'm looking at.
No, please. It's not a sympathy. It's not a sympathy.
No, to be honest, the red belt.
Yeah, sure. So then we have it all to ourselves.
The red keep on going.
Who's that?
We were all quizzers. So that's the voice of the Director General, the Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, Mr. Ansu Dole.
Yes.
And guess what? He brought that clip.
I'm telling you,
No, I didn't bring that clip. I didn't bring that.
Mika?
No, I don't cover Mika. I've never been to Mika.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see the
I'm at the
Fabian, hold that
legislature.
thing here. So
I'm holding it.
I think we've crossed 100 already.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please give us the score, yeah?
Yeah, like
So,
yours. Is
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Wanna open
Team
the lines
Emmanuel.
I think it should be 105.
Yeah, 105.
Yeah, I'm also
So,
calculating.
10, 20, 30, 40.
You guys are still at 40.
No
40.
problem. No
Yeah.
problem.
The margin is
A
coming.
wiggling
Wow.
40.
Let the ball play.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
No, this is the last clip.
Okay.
So, let's see. We'll get this one.
Okay.
Like many Liberians all over.
I think I saw something red.
You almost on the red.
Yeah, the
red get us.
Yeah, it's always where you see.
The red, you see.
No, to be honest, the red
Chama, you always on the red on the left side.
the red is always first. I don't know why.
You always on the
Like,
red.
it's like I need to be
You always on the red.
No,
No.
You're doing a very good job.
Now you see the president, you do a very good job.
Yeah, we carry the neck. I think I'm one of the commissioners. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
the Iridad superintendent of Nema County, Miape Kowugono.
yeah, you got it.
Wonderful.
Got it.
I think we need some. I think we need some.
Yes. So that was the last clip on the
Yeah, the mystery voice.
Mystery
Yeah.
Voice on the special edition of the Super Morning Show, and it was fun. So we hope next week that we get more voices that maybe we can give the public chance to also identify some of the news makers. So finally,
Go ahead.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 115 for Team Emmanuel,
Yes, yeah.
Colley, and Daniel Sando.
Wonderful.
And then 10, 20, 30, 40. The 40 Jeremy Constant.
Yeah, but that's the essence. Hassan had promised to take off for lunch
So
today.
Team
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sando and
Of course, there's breakfast after the program.
and
No, not
Emmanuel
here.
Colley.
For me, I want to go to Ghana and chop by right on the boulevard.
Look.
Yeah.
On a Friday morning.
So Emmanuel Colley and Daniel Sando, they are the winner on today's edition of the Mystery Voice. Hassan Kew and Fabi, I hope next time you double up.
I hope the red doesn't bother your eyes.
No.
It doesn't matter if it's part of
Yeah.
I hope
Next
the
time,
red doesn't bother
next time
your
we'll
eyes
use.
next
Next time
time.
we'll use the white. Yeah.
So done?
Yes, we're done for today. We're done for today.
Yeah, we're done for the
Yeah.
game.
But let me thank everybody for showing up, especially the minister. Like I always said, anytime we call on you, last minute you're always around.
Yeah, he's
and then
always around.
thanks to these three young people, Emmanuel Colley and Fabian Quia and Wilmita Jabba, who normally produces the program. They've been fantastic. I'm trying to stay in the background, far in the background, but they keep bringing me up. So that's why you don't hear me in the morning. That's why you don't hear me in the opening. You only hear me around 8 o'clock or 8:30. Maybe you only be hearing me now on the 9:30 version while they drive this car. I think
Yeah,
because-
and also,
Yeah,
and also,
let me just say sorry. Let me just say this in closing. It's a good thing that we here to witness history being made. There are conversations ongoing about making AirBC public broadcaster.
Yeah.
And we are also here today to witness the groundbreaking ceremony
Sure.
for the construction of the $5 million complex, new multimedia complex for AirBC.
Yeah.
AirBC and the Ministry of Information work together.
Yeah.
And we've always available to do the best we can to make this place a better place for every Liberian. We want to say to our people who are listening that the government will continue to exploit every avenue available to get help to improve the infrastructure well-being of our country. There's no reason why when you leave the shores of Mosurata County and you go out there, there's a gap in information dissemination because you cannot receive radio station signals and what have you. I do believe that what we are going to witness here today will help to address some of the problems. It's a good thing, and we like to applaud our Chinese counterparts for their contribution they continue to make in the infrastructure advancement of our country. I just thought to say that because the Minister of Information is the board chair of EFBC, and I'm sure he's going to be here to witness this historic event.
Okay.
Thank you as always for having me. My doors are always open, and I look forward to being here next week on the National Liberia with family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Thank you.
We miss you.
Okay,
on the
so
show.
Hassan, your final word from the Fabi, and then
no, let Hassan be the last. Yeah, you know, he wraps up everything up. Yeah.
you just from beating the I just want him to,
Yeah, so I want to say thank you, and it's always a pleasure to be here to inform our people. Information is key, and it is important that we strive to build a more resilient nation. So we hope to be here as always, so providing those bits and pieces of information relevant to make our people be informed, because it is key in their decision-making processes. Thank
Okay.
you, Jabba, and it has been a really amazing time. on the first edition of the Mystery Revolves, and we hope this continues. And also looking for partnership and sponsorship. Lone Star Cell MT and as a partner, Asylum Mental Liberia as a partner, Echo Bank, and just anyone who can just walk in, ask for Hassan, and we get the D track. Trust me, we bump it.
Okay, Fabi.
Yes, it was a pleasure being here on the Super Morning Show on a Friday morning. And thanks to the entire team. And thank you for making your debut here on the Mystery Voice. That will continue. Okay. We hope that continue next Friday. Yeah. And we hope to have a nice time here afterwards, because there's a program probably an hour from now that will be going live so that people see what's happening, the impact the government is making, the impact the Chinese government is making towards the Liberia broadcasting system. And we appreciate that so much. And thank you to Hassan for always being there, and not for getting our girl behind the camera, Damwa Fofana. You left her out.
Yeah.
You know, the cameraman in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, I would say thank you to you guys, because, when I started the program, when I rejoined LBS somewhere in April, thanks to the president, appointing me, and thanks to Eugene Fangon, recommending me. I decided to make some changes, and one of the changes is to get on the air myself, because people have switched off. People were not listening to ELBC again. But thanks to God, I came back and people started following. Oh well, we got new breed, we got professional at LBS now, so let's follow. And people have been following. But it's not for me to remain on the radio. It's for me to give you young people the chances. And I was telling Fabi this morning, I didn't know that you had this much talent and you've not been given the chance. Look at Emmanuel Colley, look at Willimita Jabba. So my duty here is not to come on radio. It's for me to set the pace. And as I see people take over from me, I go far away, but just watch them from a distance.
Okay.
So, and as Emmanuel Colley said, this particular portion of the mystery of the Super Morning Show, the Mystery Voices, we are seeking sponsorship. Please give us a call, 0777-627-723, and let's see if we can, get into some partnership, and we can say a produce for you within that 30 minutes or so. We need sponsorship, because we need some goodies to give out to winners, and because we might open it to the public so that people will get that. It will be a regular thing. And thank you to the management and staff of LBS too for supporting us. My boss Eugene Lamy Casaprico Fangon, who's always, he's always around, always energized. They make out way too much energy on tell me, slow down. You're not attending top my high yet.
So some time.
So thank you, and thank you to all the other deputies. All of them have been supportive. Thomas Gore, Alexandra.
Okay, I have to hold you there, Hassan. I have to hold you there.
And then Buffalo.
We're out of time.